So without further ado, I think I just want to get it started because this topic is like in the center of this conference because this is the question we are asking and attempting to answer with today's event. Are we no longer coding? What's changing? How is it changing? And I think this is a great talk to give you a perspective into what we're trying to achieve here. So yeah, I won't waste any more of your time. Are we ready? All right, let's go.
One, two, 1, 2. Okay, it's work. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. It's great to see you all in person. And today, to be honest, I will be stepping out from my comfort zone. And not because I'm talking to you in English, but because for the first time, I'm admitting that the work of a front-end developer will never, ever look the same. And yeah, that was what I said right now. But don't worry, it doesn't mean the AI will take our jobs. Not yet, and in my opinion, not in the nearest future. Unfortunately, our time is limited, so just catch me afterwards on the hallways to take a deeper chat about this topic, about this experiment, because today we will be talking about the experiment which I conducted at the end of previous year. But before we start, let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Radek Wojtysiak, and I'm a programmer. For over a decade, I focused on a front-end layer of web applications, and I work in Allegro as a senior front-end software engineer. After hours, I love to build my personal brand by sharing a knowledge, by sharing my experience on my LinkedIn profile, but also on this kind of conferences and so on. So yeah. And on some personal notes, besides spending time with my family, because I'm a father of 3, I love watching movies, I love to play games, and yeah, reading books. So nothing special. And on the screen, you can see a QR code which leads you to my LinkedIn profile. If you want to chat with me, if you want to get something more from this presentation or ask something, just scan it and feel free to add me to your friends or so on. Yeah. Let's talk about the project itself. I wanted to create something using an AI. So I decided to use AI to fully build a whole page of my December charity initiative called the Developers Christmas Career Calendar. Has anyone heard about it? If so, please raise your hands. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the campaign ran from December 1st to 24th. And every day, one of the IT specialists shared their knowledge and their experience totally for free for the audience without any registrations, without any additional costs. And we achieved something very special for me. We raised almost 15,000 Polish zloty to Pajacyk program, which helps children in a hard life situation. If you're still interested, you can find all the recordings on the website, kalendarzprogramisty.pl, and enjoy the material if you're still interested. One important thing at the beginning. It was very, very unnatural for me to use AI to create a page instead of doing it by myself. And I really hated that delegation stuff. I didn't want to delegate, I want to create, but as I said, it was an experiment, so I decided to do it. And I must admit, it was surprisingly enjoyable for me. And it was fun. And I started to feel like Bruce Almighty. I spammed a lot of prompts. I felt like a god because I didn't do anything. I was just laying on my couch and just prompting, and so on. But be careful. That's an illusion of omnipotence, because if something stopped work, it was really hurting me, and it shattered everything I felt positively. Let's talk about assumptions, because that's a very important thing to understand this experiment. So, first, the project had to be as simple as possible, which means no libraries, no frameworks, no shortcuts, just pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, vanilla JS. And if you ask me why so strict, why so simple, why so raw? It's because I thought it will be much better to do it that way, to be sure that the performance is high out of the box. Then, I wanted that all assets, all layout things will be be handled by AI. So, for example, if I had a PNG file and wanted to compress it into a WebP file and make a lossless compression, I just told AI to do it instead of doing it by myself. And also, all the layout ideas, all the layout structure, and so on, is bringing by AI. And that's the important one, AI was a single source of truth for me, which means I didn't delete anything that he produced. So, of course, I knew probably AI used some old API versions, some old approaches, and yeah, it didn't perfect, but I didn't mind. I accepted that. And lastly, no cloud-like solutions. So instead of that, I decided just to take all the files and make it old-school way, and just put it into the FTP server via FTP client. And yeah, it was quite fun for me because, as I said, it was old-school way. Yeah, we have to split this story into a few chapters. First one, foundations, then visuals and logic, SEO and optimization, and some failures. One more thing. I used classical GitHub Copilot with Visual Studio Code. And at the beginning, I decided to use Gemini 2.5 Pro. But after a while, well, pretty quickly, I decided to use Claude Sonnet 4.5. And if you ask me why, I will answer, I don't know. I just read that it's fast, it's nice, and the results are great. So I decided to give it a try. And one more thing. I don't know how much it cost. Sorry, don't ask me about it. I don't know how many tokens it took. I don't know even where to find the information about tokens. Because one of the benefits of working in Allegro is that we have access to our corporate license and can use it in our private projects. So I don't really mind how much it costs. So yeah, in my opinion, that's the great idea for all employers to improve our AI skills. All right, and okay, one more thing. I understand that some of my prompts were dumb, and that's not how you do prompt engineering. And please don't judge me, because that's the essence of the experiment. I didn't want to spend a lot of time sitting on this project, and that's the reason why it looks like this. So I started. One killer prompt. That was something I wanted to achieve. And sorry for everyone, but the prompt is in Polish, but I will try to translate it for you. And this one is also a visualization because original prompt lost. I don't know where I have it, but it was something like that. First, I told the agent that it is a senior front-end developer, and I briefly described the project about about the topic of the project. Then I passed some technical vision, like I wanted the website to be mobile-friendly SPA, yeah, and just passed all the sections that it should occur on this page. And one more thing, I've just wanted. My vision was that all the sections should be 100% height of the viewport. And then just, well, dear agent, please add some smooth scrolling and some basic effects. And then instead of final content, final text, just use mocks. And also I provided my favorite colors to create something like a color palette, yeah? And the result was far from perfect, but already satisfying. That's a fragment of generated code. Only one section, because the rest of the sections was quite the same as that. And even you can notice right now that it contains final content, but that's the only thing it changed from the beginning. And you can see that semantically, this code is correct with proper HTML tags and obvious accessibility attributes. Like in EMG, it added old attribute with the description by itself. And you may also notice that it even created headings with a good hierarchy. So, yeah, I approve that. It took me almost around, I don't know, 5 minutes, and I have something which, of course, wasn't perfect. And if you ask me why you don't change anything, if it good, if was it good or not? I will answer, well, yes, but actually no, because, of course, there were plenty of things I would do in different way, in different approaches, but I didn't want to be petty, right? It took me 5 minutes, not 5 days, so I accepted that. Let's go. And the best part. My creative process was terrible, and I warn you, what you see right now, you won't forget about it, trust me. So, let me introduce you my creative process. And what's creative process? It's how I style the page, how I modify the page, and so on. So, let's start. One prompt. Change this background for me, for this button to be the same as that button. Then, unfortunately, in first column, the text wraps. I want it to be in one line. Then, I would like that member image element for mobile should be in one column and should be wider, like 150 pixels. Or just remove this sponsor logo class for me. And the margin, the bottom margin is not needed anymore. And also make the logo bigger. So yeah, that was my creating process. And I admit I created some I don't know, maybe 200 of this kind of prompts. And yeah, front-end development, right? Yeah, and that was me, lying on a couch, prompting as hell. Each pixel's done by AI. And please, I know that meet.js is a professional conference, so please don't kick me after this presentation from the conference. Thank you. All right, but let's talk about something more sexy, something about business logic maybe. And contest. What is the first thing you have to add to your website during winter? And I have a prize for someone. Yeah. Oh my God! And who won? Everybody. So yeah. Oh, all right. I'm adding it to the box. Of course, snow, right. It's a winter. Let's add falling snow and let the snowflakes fall, let the snowflakes fall from the top edge of the browser. And just write a pure function in JavaScript and be sure that it's optimized and doesn't make the page to run slow. All right. And that's the result. And I just reviewed it. And I decided to keep it as it is. Because why? Because agent created it in only 10 seconds, not more. And it was quite good, I must say. That function is not perfect. Perhaps more of you admit that you will probably do it in the better way. But I accepted that, right? And I even, in my prompts, made mistakes because here it's something like I would like on Thursday, but I didn't mind to write it in that way. But next example of integration of Google Calendar, I wanted to put in fourth column an icon which give users opportunity to add this webinar into their Google Calendar. And I just asked if it's possible. Of course, I knew that it's possible, so yeah. And the agent just gave me a big block of text. And I was really impressed because he found correct URL of API. He also formatted dates for me, and by itself, it prepared me a description of each webinar. So 24 webinars had their own descriptions, and users was ready to go. They can just hit add to calendar, and yeah, it worked. Unfortunately, this feature is no longer available because all webinars have concluded, so I just deleted it. So sorry. Yeah, and that's the front-end development of new era, I would say. So Radek on the left side, AI on the right side, and we were just prompting, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, that was how it looked like. Few words about CEO. Prompt. I would like to invite on my website all the search engine robots. Will you help me? Of course. And what it did, it added sitemaps and some weird files. I didn't even know that you can add something like that, but I checked it, and the files are correct. He completed meta tags for me, all one. It even added some tags that describing all the speakers, all the authors, and I was, what's that? It filled texts and descriptions. And lastly, it created whole integration for Google Analytics, Google Search Engine Console, and just asked me to provide a GA key instead of giving me something, I don't know, mock. Yeah. So he asked me to provide something to it, and that was perfect. 10 seconds, done. Optimization. And unfortunately, I must merge this into one topic, and failures. I have three examples. First, of course, one killer optimization prompt. Yeah, killer. So that was my prompt. Lighthouse just reported me that on mobile, I have a high LCP. Maybe let's optimize it. Yeah. And agent just did so many things, as you can see here. So basically, it took asynchronous to everything, lazy loading, defers, and so on and so on. But the problem was, the page stopped to work. And it was terrible. I didn't know why, so I tried to paraphrase a little bit, but still, that was the result. And unfortunately, that was performance hallucinations. Why? Because agent every time told me that it's perfect, LCP is 1 second, and so on. And I don't know what's happened, right? Yeah. So, yeah, that was something really sad for me because our friendship was no longer as it was. And that was something cracked my trust. OG image. And 2 words about OG image. That's a default image which you can see on all social links or on social media. When you put the link on the social media, you will see an image of your article or so on. And if you don't have it, you will see some random images. And I asked, I would like that cover PNG file should be the main image on social media. And also just convert it to WebP, please. OK. Excellent, he said. And he put everything, meta tags, and so on and so on. And unfortunately, it didn't work. And that was the first moment I decided to do something on this website by myself. So I started debugging. And unfortunately, I made a typo in the domain name. So I added 1 additional A to the domain name. So agent couldn't success in this situation. Because, of course, it added OG image, but, well, not for that domain. So that's why it didn't work. So after 1 hour of talking to this agent, I fixed it in 2 minutes. Yeah. And I also asked, is it works after a few times, right? Something like that. I just used the link and it still doesn't work. I was really sad. As I said, our friendship wasn't be as it was anymore. Excellent. Last example of this business logic. Intersection observer. I just show you that, and let me explain. So I have on the page an animation. When you scroll your page and reach next section, the items will appear, right? This fade-in effect. And I asked for this animation, and of course it worked, but stopped to work. And AI, of course, created a working function, but only for 1,000 pixels of high, something like that. And when the site gets bigger, I just passed this 1,000 of pixels, and it stopped working. And of course, I asked AI to fix it, to find a solution, to find this issue, and sorry, it failed. I had to find it by myself and told agent what to do. And of course, he did it, but I had to find it. A flashback. Summary time. Sorry, I thought it will be darker here, but yeah. So, one important sentence. AI is a great bicycle, but you still need to know where you are going and how not to ride it into the ditch. Yeah? So, what's my vision of front-end development? Of course, it will be easier. We don't need to create all the boilerplate, all the visual ideas, all the basic configuration, and so on and so on. But we still need it to be architects of our applications, to be a problem solvers, to be a person who has an idea, right? Who knows what to do if something not working as we wanted to. Yeah, quick demo, really quick. kalendarzprogramisty.pl. And that's the final result of the web page. Yeah? And it looks like this, right? So the experiment was success. And I was really happy that I made it in a few days, but in summary, maybe I spent like, I don't know, 3 hours for everything. Yeah, so you can visit it by yourself. That's the link to the code. As it was at the beginning, as it was at the final result, you can just analyze it. It's not perfect, but AI did that, not me. And thank you. That's my QR code for feedback in CrossWeb. So please provide something. If you enjoyed, just write it. If you're not, just tell me that I should delete this presentation. Thank you. Thanks.
Are you ready for some questions?
No.
I thought so. Okay, so we'll see if there's any. Yeah, oh, there's questions. Okay, so let's go and get some questions.
Let me take the water.
Yeah, you probably want to keep this one too, or I can steal it. I've stolen 2 already. Whee!
That's not mine.
Okay, so it's gonna accompany us here. All right. First off, I wanted you to I wanted to start this conversation with not really a question, but more of an exploratory prompt about human in the loop. Like, do you think your example was enough human in the loop? Would you like it to? Would you like, if you were to do it again, to be more involved or less involved? Would you structure it differently and be in a different place in the loop?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I will start that it was horrible for me because I wanted to create code, not to talk with an agent. Come on. And of course, right now, after many of trainings and presentations and so on, I know how to write proper prompts. But as I said, in this experiment, I wanted to show that even if you write this kind of dumb prompts, you will get the results. So, strictly answering, I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, I want to create a code. But I see good vibes from it, that maybe in sometimes I will be able to just talk to a computer. Maybe perhaps I can do it right now, but I didn't have any tools to do it, and not to just writing all the stuff that just as I presented, that just I don't know, give extra margin to an element that's hilarious.
Okay. And since you did this experiment, there's been a new term introduced called spec-driven development instead of it being called vibe coding. Do you have any thoughts on spec-driven development? Do you think you were headed there already, or is this a worthy new invention for you?
That's still something new for me, I will say, because of course I heard about this term, but I'm not this kind of person, I will say, because I'm a programmer who love to code. And if you ask me if I would like to write first the specs and describing everything, my vision, my ideas, and then see the results, the answer is no. I don't even want to touch it, right? But of course, that's the future. So perhaps I need to adapt to that.
So you can always try to outsource writing spec to agents and write code based on that spec.
Yes, good idea. Yeah, maybe I will.
I have an off-topic question, pretty much. So, what was the progress in getting those donations to Pajacyk? Was it steady from the first day, or did it vary over time?
It was sinusoidal, I will say. I don't remember. At the beginning, there were more donations than at the end, but as I said, it was sinusoidal. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're running out of time. There's more questions, so feel free to take the follow-up downstairs later. And now, I want to thank you for sharing your experience. It was pretty wild.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry.